Hello, it's Valorant time. This Valorant is a really fun game. Stupidly addicting. And what is the colors? Guess we'll just do this. That's really frustrating. Probably reset this one. This whatever. So why am I making this video? I don't know. I thought I would. I was like, I kind of want to do something. Yeah. Sitting in my chair and playing video games and not doing anything is the exact opposite of that. Because I'm here now. And please get like the cards like I want to, well, I don't really know what I want to do, but I just wanted to talk about things. I have like a few ideas and I think it would be funny to, not funny per se. It would be good to get it out of my like head. And oh, makes sense. That's actually, first off is there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and I think that's really a fun thing. I get a kid. There's also a lot of stuff going on in my life, and then there's also a lot of stuff I want to talk about that happened before in my life. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think it does. So, well, this one isn't amazing on me, but whatever. Grim. It's quite grim. Starting with world politics, there's the US bombing Iran, which is stupid. There's a lot of hubbub about it, of like Donald Trump. I think he's like, I think he announced it at like a fake ceasefire or something, and that was really stupid. And then the Iranians said, actually there is no ceasefire, so you're stupid. I don't think Donald Trump likes that particularly, but whatever. I get a queen. I don't have to like suffer. I'll sell this. I think the planet card is worth it. Having one special card to block is not particularly. Talisman. I'll go with this. Diamonds. I don't really care, other than the fact that I don't really want to be conscripted into a war. Obviously, I hope people like don't die. I think that's a good thing, right? Like not dying. But ooh, scary. I do this probably. Doesn't matter. But yeah, like it's. I mean, I think Donald Trump is mentally not there, and I think someone else is realistically running the administration. And this is just like a let's give money to the corporations because we're five military we're five military companies in a suit type of deal. Well, I mean, not much we can do about it, I guess. Okay, for now. Medium. I always wonder why it's called medium. Like, why can't it be called big? Sorry, bad joke. That's a flush house? Okay, whatever. I think, like, this administration is really important in terms of what the fuck we're gonna do as a country moving forward. Because I think at the end of this, we will realize, like, we're kind of fucked as a society. We don't do something. Oh, this run just sucks. I didn't think about that. If I do this, and I do this, and then I cope, and then I hit the plus 28 here, I get a throw. Sure. Okay, that works. Not amazing, but it works. So whatever. Like what the? What's the point, man? What's the point? Okay, whatever. Okay, cool. Okay, if that was a blueprint, I might have played it on because that's funny, but that's straight. That makes sense. I think I'm stupid. That's wonderful. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay, cool. Double tag. The shipment. A fun thing happened recently when I was playing Valorant. I was just solo queuing and a guy on my team who decided to hit on me, and that was actually really interesting. The guy's a creep. Because his first question was, is this actually? First he asked if I was a Huz, which I didn't understand what it meant. Because I'm not educated in African American culture. Let's do this. Oh wait, this is a straight. Oh whatever. Like -1. It's funny or something. And he clarified by asking if I was a well, he used the words male and female, not boy or girl, which is interesting. I took one look at that and I was like, that sounds like a creep. I was justified when he followed up that question by asking if I was a, he asked if I was female or femboy, which, interesting decision. Hey, the one level in the street is playing and then he finally ended up asking me if I would be his huz or be his hoe if he won the game, which he was terrible. I mean, it's an Iron 3 lobby, like, of course he was terrible, but like, he was playing Killjoy and he didn't know how to set up defensively, so even though we were up 7-5, we lost on the defensive side, which, you know, depressing. How did I play this? Like, this might actually be enough. Yeah. So that was an experience. take the $1 deficit, like whatever. I told him, hey, I'm fucking taken, and he said, why are you sorry for being taken? And then said, I can sing. And like, I think he was like trying to be like, I can like win you over with my like singing voice. Because, like I was talking to a friend about this, that a normal person like would just say, knife? Oh, stone card, save. A normal person would just say, like, whoever is dating you is like a lucky girl or like a lucky guy or whatever, right? And like normal, but like this has so fucking actually this is the correct play. I have one of them straight, so it's slightly better. I want the purple. I've got 6 cents value, but whatever. And so I actually don't have 5s though. I think this is better. Anyways, the interaction was interesting just because it was like my first time. But I don't think it's memorable in the sense that like I'm going to have more experiences like that in the future, and that's depressing, but that's reality, so whatever. I kind of care more about this. Who do I have? Or yes, I don't have any chat as I disagree. I don't know. Just be hard pair, whatever. I just like the experience was interesting to me because it reminded me of how I was when I was a kid, and I say that being not much older in the grand scheme of things, but I remember like there was I don't know how much I talked about this. I probably haven't talked about this a lot on this show. There was a girl that I really liked because I experienced gender envy from her, and I mean I experienced gender envy from a lot of people, but it was always more like secluded. I don't know if that's the right word, but it was like not as crazy of like a rush of feelings because let's solve this problem. It was not as crazy because I always like separated myself from them because they were so drastically different visually compared to me, and that was a huge barrier in like my ability to fully understand what was going on. And so you're really fun. That's what I wanted. I mean, I never really understood, like, I felt gender envy, but it was always like suppressible, whereas with her it wasn't, and that was like really interesting. And so because it was the environment that I grew up in, which was very gender, I wasn't able to fully treat her well, I guess is the correct word. And like just to kind of give you like a feeling of like how gendered things are. Like you might not notice this at all, but like this is how society is. Like I remember that's a pear. GG. I remember as a kid I went to daycare and the daycare they were like potty training us and they said like girls would sit down to eat and boys should stand up to pee, and I didn't understand that at the time because I didn't understand the body differences, and I was like, but what if I just sit down to pee? And I mean obviously like you can. As it turns out, that is a thing that is allowed. Should I take the 5? Fuck it. Let's steal anyway, so yeah. And then like I had a after school that I went to, and where I would be like learning Chinese and shit. And whenever we did activities, like the teams that we were in were, I just shouldn't have described it that way. The teams that we were in were also like gendered, if that makes sense. I'm gonna put my blue seal on this. Put my blue seal. It was always like boys versus girls, and that like kind of confused me, but like not fully. It's like a very natural way to divide things because it's like roughly 50-50. Like that's good, but like it also like makes you think like why is that instead of just like doing like a team draft or something. And so like like under this like environment I grew up thinking like I thought the emotion was a crush, and so I set out to like I don't have any sixes, do I? I don't. I set out to like I thought it was like my duty in life to like win her over, basically, because that's like kind of what you're taught. You know, there's like your one true love in life, and you gotta like make sure you don't lose it. When that's like not the case at all, like that's not how life works. And I'm so sorry. And that ended up making me act really weird towards her and around her, and I mean I didn't do like I think like the worst thing that I did was like I stalked her for like one like school lunch session, and that was like about it. And like I'm not saying this to like defend what I did, but like there was another kid in my class who he started like a parade during lunch. He was like he wanted to date this girl or whatever, and he basically like started this parade to like pressure this girl into dating her, and I think the girl refused, which like takes fucking balls. Like I mean like when you have like I wouldn't say the entire school, but like a pretty large population of the school fucking walking around and chanting like as a mob, like fucking like accept a date or whatever. It's a lot of pressure, and we got against it, which is like, you know, kudos. What did I do? I don't know, maybe you're useful. Yeah, that's like kind of like the worst. Like that's what this kind of like, is education the right term? I don't know if education's the right. Upbringing is probably more correct. Like that's what it does to a person, you know? Like that's how we teach people to act. And even if it is like normal, and I mean normal in like this, like normalized in society, not like the natural state of nature or whatever. I mean, like even if it is a natural state of nature, like it's not okay. Like we're human beings, and there's a lot of stuff that we do that is above nature, and I think how we treat women, how we treat others, it should rise above nature too. I think that's good. I don't know, something told me that treating women as objects is not a good idea. Whatever. I think my money making is terrible, but my deck fixing is so good. I can just do this. Roll with it. Yeah, maybe. I say all of this because like obviously the guy's a creep. Like I don't have to like explain that, but like the guy who found me, that is. We're doing advanced storytelling techniques called recalling back to something that I brought up a while ago. I discarded for the blue seal. Or the gold seal. But I feel this just like, yeah, the guy's a creep, but like I get where he's coming from, I guess. Because like I was like that, you know. It's gonna win, isn't it? I didn't really want it to win. That's okay. Okay, hi, and I also really want to. I just think like, as a society, we should probably move to make our society less like gendered in that sense. I think that's a good thing to do. And I think it would be, and I think it would help out everyone. I think it would help out women a lot, because random people on the internet, or random people in general, stop being really weird and creepy and gross and disgusting and awful pieces of shit in general. I don't know why I have this, it's just like pointless. Goodbye. Welcome back. I think it's also good for men, because tip, if you want to get like girls, don't act like a creep. I think that's a really good tip. Where's my... Okay, cool. I'm unlucky. I'm always unlucky. I think that's just good. Yeah. I don't know what else to say, really. Other than, like, we should probably not make people act creepy around others. I guess we just end it there. I don't know. Tapping, isn't it wonderful? I also want to talk about my experiences growing up Chinese. And I don't think I did. Well, number one, I think like a lot of people in this space is okay. I'm gonna be stupid about this. I think a lot of people in this like trans content creation space are from a background that is different from mine, in the sense that like I haven't encountered a well I've encountered one, Freddy. They're great. I think it's they them pronouns. I'm not 100% sure because I just don't remember. Like why can't you give me a blueprint, man? Okay, whatever. I'm not selling them mine. I'm just taking a lot of this. Like life, whatever. But like other than I haven't encountered anyone else who is trans and Asian, much less like trans and specifically Chinese. And so that's what I want to do. I want to offer a trans perspective from, well, trans Asian perspective, I guess. I think I mentioned this already because I went to a Chinese after school that, like, any activities that we did, we divided it by gender, like I would. And that was really not great. But, I think I'll split it here. I'll just use this for whatever. What also didn't help is like how Chinese culture works. In the sense that there's, I mean, like obviously like this, like the school divided it based on gender, and that is not helpful. But I think there's also like cultural forces that push men and women apart. It's something that I realized when I was back like during the pandemic. I started watching like Chinese shows, Chinese TV shows, and a lot of them had a very similar thing where there's an underrepresentation of not just queer people but women in their shows in general, and that's really not cool. And that kind of like push, and like there's a lot of like subtle messaging, and it's like more allowed, I guess, to like bully the girls and shit, and it's very subtle stuff. I don't think it's some stuff that you would like be able to pick up from like just raw clips of the show, but it's definitely something that you would pick up on if you like watch them a lot and over again. And know that like China in general doesn't have a great attitude towards mental health. any more fives? I do. Oh, there was a bear in there. I passed it over. I'm bad. A recent example of like the mental health issues going on is there was a Hong Kong singer, actually a really famous one because she did a lot of work for Mulan. Coco Lee, she died by suicide relatively recently. I think like a year ago, maybe two. Oh, I did a Pluto Valley, whatever. And that was a big oh. How did I do that? Hold on. I can't hold on. Oh yeah, toss. So what is this one? Hold on. It does one. Wonderful. Yeah, she recently died by suicide. There was a singer back, I think in 2006, who jumped off a hotel and died. He was also really famous. There was a put this on. There's also a singer, my favorite singer, who has a song about depression, and that song's pretty well known, pretty famous, which is good because more awareness is always good. And so like growing up in that environment where your academics are like put under so many microscopes and not much attention to your mental health, and the gender divide is so prominent and there's not much like queer representation in the media that your parents consume, and kind of by proxy you can, like obviously you don't watch only that, but like you kind of like they're watching it, so you might pick up on it, and then later, like for me at least, I like fully kind of delved into it. I guess word to use, and I think it's like how do I describe this? I think it's really hard to get yourself out of it because it's so like prominent, you know? I remember like there was a Flash game. What was it called? I forgot what it's called. But it was like an MMORPG. It was like you would do like character design to like become a knight. And you would like I don't actually know much about the game because I never like fully completed it, but it was pretty big as a Flash game back in like 2010s-ish era, I wanna say. And like for most trans people, right, you will see like the character design screen is like a like common point where they'll go like, oh yeah, this is like where the first inklings of like gender euphoria came from. And for me that wasn't the case because of how like divided, I guess, the area that I grew up in was in, like the environment, and I remember looking at the character, like, creation screen, and I thought, like, I, like, never touched the, like, female button. Like, that option. And I remember, like, because I played with, like, gamer girls, so to speak. Like, I wasn't alone, as you will, in, like, playing the game, but I definitely... I remember, like, seeing them, like, be a female character, and I had some inkling of, like, I want to do that, but it never came into full effect. And ultimately, I didn't really play the game that much, because playing as a male character never really, like I just didn't enjoy it, you know? And that's I think, like, one of the biggest things I've noticed when, because I do watch, like, other trans content creation, or creators, and, like, their experience coming out, and, like, that was, like, that's a pretty consistent, like, point, you know? And it's just not a point in life. And, oh, maybe I break the ball. No, whatever. I never got that, and I think, like, that's something important to say, because if you're coming out, I think that's one of the biggest things that you'll, like, test, right? It's like, how do I feel about playing a female character? And, you know, like, I'm one of the people who, like, just never got that experience, so if I did, like, it just wasn't... Like, it just didn't come through. Like, the guilt and the shame, like, washed it out more than anything. Oh no, minus one level. So scary. I think a lot of, about, like, what is next, in the sense that, like, what's next in my life, what's next in, like, the world stage, I guess. I have no money. I have no money. Fuck. And I get that it's, like, hard to feel comfortable, given the climate and everything. But I think it's important to give yourself a reminder that, like, there's always tomorrow, you know? Regardless of what happens, there will always be tomorrow. I think the thing that, like, is the best example of this is, Ragnarok. Not a movie, but, like, the actual, like, myth. For those who don't know, Ragnarok is a Norse myth, and it's considered, like, the end of the world. Like, there's, like, a lot behind it, like unending winter into, like, a ship from the depths of icy hell rising up with, like, apparitions of the undead coming to, like, kill everyone or whatever. But, at the end of it, it doesn't end on, the world is ending now, but it rather ends on some kids of like the gods rising from the ashes and looking onto the sunset and like the destroyed like city of the gods and everything and going, okay, time to rebuild, you know, time to yeah, I'll just use this for this one. Time to create a new world, time to create a new life from everything. You know, we've lost a lot, but there's no time to, well, there is time, but like there's no, oh, face this. Five, six, seven. What's this? It's just like there will always be tomorrow, even after Ragnarok, even after the end of like the gods and everything, there will always be a new day, a new like set of gods, new whatever, and that's important to keep in mind because like so few mythologies have an open-ended endpoint like that. Like, I don't think there's even an endpoint to Greek mythology. I think it just like stops after a certain point. I don't know. The book that I learned Greek mythology from was like a kid's book, and it did go like deep, pretty into depth about things, but it never was like good. I guess I don't know. It just like said like, oh, like the time ended and the fucking Greeks stopped existing or something, and now we don't have Greek mythology anymore. That's actually useful. And so like I think that's important to keep in mind because like the world's pretty gloomy right now, like even if you're not trans and like you're just a normal guy and you're trying to like make ends meet and whatever, like it's pretty hard to get food on the table. And like I get that. You know, and not to be like my suffering is more valid or whatever, but like think about like how it feels to be me. Think about how it feels to be other trans people in the world who do not have the same type respect, if you will. It's like I actually should copy this because it's better money with this. No, whatever. It's just like it's important to like have radical optimism. Believe that yeah, there's going to be tomorrow and it's going to be better than than today, than the world that we do live in, and we will in some sense get past this. And actually goes a lot more for trans people, I think, because knowing you guys, you are probably pretty like dysphoric and depressed, so if anything, I think we need to have the most optimism, radical optimism out of anyone, because that's how we're going to get through this. And again, we're gonna come back to this person is the person who kills themselves. They're like not worth it. And it's like, I don't fully believe in that because I've been suicidal before. I understand why people are like that. Like, I'm not stupid, but I think it certainly doesn't help to I don't know, be pointlessly, not pointlessly, but just like, we don't need to, oh, this is a spade card? That's funny. Being sad and being depressed and thinking that the world is over is not going to get you anywhere, but like being radically optimistic, believing in a better world and fighting for a better world will get you somewhere. And I think that's the better mindset to have, especially in times like this. Even more so in times like this, arguably. Welcome back. I want to finish this run out, but I feel like it's gonna take forever. I want to find something else to yap about. Plus one more. Maybe that does something. That's impressive. I think that's it though. Yeah. Nothing else I really want to talk about. Maybe I think of something else and I'll record another video in this section. But so far that's just everything that comes to mind really. With that, I bid you farewell. Good night.